Hello? Hello?
Let's go to another line.
Hello? Corey Taylor Talks.
This is Tanaath.
Tanaath!
Oh, okay.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we got
her.
For some, we've been
I'm sorry, guys.
No, we
Okay,
appreciate you.
We're so sorry about that.
Our Skype is crashed. We have 4 computers up and we're like in devastation. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tanaath, I want to just tell you, I'm Corey's manager. I'm going to turn it over to Corey in a second, but we have had more
such a huge
crazy,
response.
wonderful,
Huge
just, to your replies to you. I mean, we have question after question and listeners around the world, as I'm sure you know, but we are so excited to have you on. We actually learned about you through Vince's show. Vince, we is in the same studio and we talked to him. And I was so excited when Corey and me found out about you. We listened, and Corey she's a very good, positive girl. She's just a good soul, an old soul that wants to help everybody. And you are just the epitome of that. So without further ado, I'm going to turn you over to Corey and your listeners. And we got tons of questions and people on hold. So
yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. I really, really appreciate it.
I apologize for being late. I've been trying to connect to you guys since the turn of the hour. So,
it's fine. Trust me, something's wrong with Skype today or something, of course, today out of all days. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. So I know a lot about you, and a lot of the listeners here know a lot about you, but a lot of listeners don't know much about you as well. So why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself and what you do and everything like that?
All right. I'm Tanaath. I'm one of the command members of the Silver Legion. The Silver Legion is a non-physical, metaphysical organization based in the spirit realms, although we now have a planet of our own.
Oh, wow.
We are associated with extra-dimensionals and extraterrestrials as well as spirit entities. And what we do is we're light warriors. We're basically like a defending army that has decided to get involved to what extent we can get involved in what's going on here on this planet, in helping people on this planet liberate themselves and free themselves.
Exactly, and it's
I'm
so
an
needed.
incarnate member, which means that I'm born as a human, but I have the memories and the ability to access some of the knowledge that I carry as a non-physical being from this physical standpoint.
That's wonderful.
And I also have some limited communication with my non-physical coworkers.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
We've gotten so many calls on you and questions and stuff. I have 3 questions that I promised the listeners I would ask. So if I can ask these questions first, and then I'm sure the people are going to be calling in because they've been calling like all the time before you came on. Okay, the first question is, the gentleman said, I will not be able to call in during the live show. Can you please ask Tanaath what really happened to Comet Ison, and is it still functional?
I'm still under operational constraints on a lot of that. I can't talk about a lot of the stuff.
Okay.
Simply because we are in an active war situation, and because of that, we don't want to say things that will compromise our people or give away what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want it to be countered.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can say that Ison is not anticipated to pose a danger to this planet or its people.
Great.
That's
good.
That's great news. And then we also have a question. I'm trying to get it up.
I have one that was on. Actually, they went to Corey Taylor Talks website, and they wanted me to ask you. This is sent in from Arth, and I don't know if you know Arth or not, but that's his name. And he said, "Is Kim Kardashian a clone?"
Sure seems like it, doesn't it?
It does.
I don't know. I think she might be plastic, but I don't know if or silicone.
That's great. Okay.
And then I'm trying to get out the other one. I'm so sorry about this.
I know what he said though, because we read it before. I believe it was a gentleman, and he said right now he has titanium implants in his mouth, tooth implants. And when he goes into the fourth dimension, will he get his real teeth back? Isn't that what he said, Corey? Do you have
It's actually a woman.
It's a woman. I'm sorry. It's a woman.
And her name is Sarah.
Sarah, okay.
And I'll read her exact question. I have titanium implant teeth. When I transition to 4D, will I have a new teeth that are my own?
Think of it as a kind of factory reset. So all the things that are supposed to be there will be there, and they'll be there the way nature intended. So without the little slings and arrows of genetic misfortune and or things you go through during life.
Gotcha.
So you'll be at a factory reset state, more or less.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And guys, if you have any questions, you can call in. The number to call is 702-483-4444, or you can message us on Facebook or our website, CoreyTaylorTalks.com. So get your questions, and we know there's a lot of people out there listening.
We had all these people on hold. They were so angry.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're trying. Please don't go away. We were panicked. Could you hear it in our voices?
I was trying to get my browsers to play your show, but Firefox wouldn't work and Chrome wouldn't work, and the only one that would work was Internet Explorer.
Really?
And they made my Skype non-functional. So, that was a bit difficult.
Wow. So can you tell us a little bit about because like I said, we've learned a lot about you, but honestly there's still so much more that we are not, familiar with. And I just find it so, every one of your listeners and followers and everything, have just literally reached out so much to Corey, and I've been actually messaging them and stuff, and they are every single one of them are just amazingly positive. They're just
really
just
are.
good people.
Good people,
I mean,
yeah.
we practice, we try our best, and Corey is really, I'm not as good as her. I'm her manager, but she teaches me to truly just surround yourself with positive people and to do good. And as you know, Tanaath, a lot of the government stuff is just, it's just a mess, and it's a whole bunch of underhanded, just as,
exactly.
A big old farce.
Exactly, a big old farce.
Exactly.
And it's not just the government. It just seems like people nowadays are just, they're mean, and they want to hurt people, and they want to actively go out to hurt people, whether it's physical or mental or, the bullying issues. And now with social media, that has just gone crazy out of control. And how do you find
it is a lot of anger and frustration, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So how do you suggest, we help people? Because you, like I said, you are just amazing and going above and beyond, and you have followers worldwide. So what kind of stuff do you think you can help us with, where we can also, kind of help, follow you and kind of help people, get to where you are, as far as, the peacefulness and the helping, like you say, and protecting people and all that kind of stuff. I know we're not in the light warrior thing, but what can we do as human beings,
I think one of the biggest things ties into the concept of self-actualization and self-empowerment and regaining your own locus of control. Now, this is a concept that states basically that when people feel that most of their life is out of their own control, they get unhappy, they get angry, they get frustrated, they get negative.
Uh-oh.
I
think we might have lost her there.
I'm sure she'll call back.
Could she hear us? Or she couldn't hear us.
I don't think she can hear us.
We just lost her, but hopefully she'll call right back. And Jamie Flores, I just got your question from Lakewood, New Jersey, and as soon as Tanaath calls back, I will ask her for you. People, once again, call in and ask questions. This is your chance. I know a lot of you speak to Tanaath often, but I know a lot of you never have. And by all means, send us questions. You can call in. You can talk to her live.
We want to hear your questions.
We want to hear your questions. We want to teach people about this, because it's amazing, and we have to work as a team to get, truthfully, to get this world a better place, because as everybody knows, we're all in trouble. So.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and the number to call, if you're not in America, it's +1 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. So if you have any type of questions that you want answered, we will gladly have them answered. Right now, we are going to take a quick break and try to get Tanaath back on the line, so stick around. All right, everyone, we are back, and we have Tanaath back, so thank you so much. I'm sorry, the connection got lost again.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, my thing just hung up.
That's okay. Hey, Tanaath, while you were gone, we have a question from Jamie Flores in Lakewood, New Jersey, and the question is, what is your timeline for the transition into 4D? Tolek claims that it will happen in the blink of an eye sometime in January 2014. What do you say?
As I've made it very, very clear on other occasions, I don't deal in timelines, period.
Gotcha.
I know what Tolek says, but I don't believe in timelines. It'll happen when it happens.
Gotcha. And for the listeners that are, listeners that aren't familiar with you, can you just can you just explain what exactly the people calling in are actually talking about, just a little bit so they kind of get a better idea?
What they're talking about is the upcoming change in human consciousness and the physicality of this world. What we are expecting is actually a number of different changes that are bundled in with transition. One is a physical dimensionality change from what we call the third density to the fourth density. Some people will call it the fifth. Other people think they might be skipping a few. Regardless of what number you put on it, we're going on to the next consecutive density in terms of how matter behaves on this planet.
Interesting.
And in terms of consciousness, we're simultaneously experiencing a consciousness shift as human beings on this planet. So it's a pretty big deal. It's also one that's been pretty well covered up. So your only good source of information is alternative sources, such as pre-2012, Tolek was an excellent source for information on this. There's also a lot of people out there, but there's also a lot of people attempting to muddy the waters.
Right.
So what I would tell people is, in your explorations of this, keep a critical mind. That doesn't mean, critical mind does not mean doubt everything automatically. What it means is look at all the information, weigh it, balance it, figure out, okay, where's the flaws in this, where's the good stuff in this, what assumptions underlie this, what agendas may be involved, what parts of this might be true, what parts of this don't feel real at all and feel like a bunch of BS, and make your decisions based on that and based on your internal feelingness of, is this right or is this wrong?
Right, absolutely.
Don't take any one source as the truth, not even me. Nobody has the whole story. You got to kind of put it together yourself.
Right. Now, I have a question. How did you, reach to all your followers across the world? Because I just found it amazing that, literally from just one side of the globe to the other, just the whole, we have gotten more calls on you than any other guest ever. I mean, celebrities, Disney people. I mean, it's amazing. So how did you actually originally, find the rest of your group, I guess, however you would like to put it,
I stumbled into it, actually. It sounds really anticlimactic, but I kind of stumbled into it. I had my first YouTube video with Tolek, and then I did a few shows with Vince, and it kind of blew up from there.
Interesting.
And I've done shows with Drake and with Sunfire as well, and a few here and there. And it's just, it's gotten bigger than I ever expected. All I wanted to do when I started, I didn't set out to become a radio star. I didn't set out to become a celebrity or an internet personality. I set out with what I knew, which was my experiences with the Silver Legion, our own intentions to be involved and to be, to help and fix things.
Right.
And an attitude that I'm just going to do whatever I feel pulled to in order to put my skills to use to reap some kind of benefit for humanity. And this is kind of where it went. I made my goal helping people any way I could, and let the path define itself for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and that brings us back to right before we lost you on the phone. You know,
Right, where I was talking about self-actualization.
Exactly.
And the locus of control. Yeah, you know, the more we perceive ourselves as being under the control of everything but ourselves,
right?
Yeah.
The worse we feel about it, and the worse we feel about life in general.
Oh, we lost her.
Every time she talks about that.
Mm.
It's the exact same place.
That might be a sign. I'm trying to figure out what this lady does for you, and that might be a sign right there that the phone lines don't want her to talk about that.
That's what I mean. I mean, that, Tanaath, if you're listening, or her listeners are, you know, out there, almost exactly in the exact same place that we lost her last time that happened. Exactly the same place. And tell me that isn't weird.
When we go back to The Voice and Corey, when we go back to what we always do is edit the show after we're done and we send you the show, it will be interesting to mark that spot from the first one right there. Which I've just marked the time.
Awesome.
So we'll see what happens. And
that was unbelievable. Crazy. I mean, almost because that's exactly where she cut off.
And our Skype isn't working for her. And
yeah,
it's been working for other things, but not for her.
This is the first time we've ever had anything like this break down in the studio. Corey's been doing her show for over 6 months now, every Thursday, and just today. And we've had, you know, we've announced Tanaath on this show forever, you know, for the last week. We just blasting it out.
And every time I tried to turn the Skype on, the computer crashed down.
Yeah. I mean, tell me this isn't government stuff going on, honestly. So I mean, I'm sorry.
We'd like to say hello to our secret audience watching. So thanks for making the show go a little worse, but it's all good. We're getting the word out there, and we will, and nothing can stop it.
That's right.
And I think we might have her back again.
We're trying to get her on the line. So, let me see here. I got some more questions coming in for her too.
So, yeah, guys, our Facebook is Corey Taylor Talks, and you can send us messages there, and you can like our Facebook page, and you can talk about this, and there's a lot of people talking about this. So, message us, talk about it on our wall, whatever you want to do. We are also on Ustream, but you can't listen to her talk on Ustream. So, but you can watch it, and you can listen to us talk to her. But if you do go on Ustream, you can type in questions automatically right there, and I can see them right on the screen. So,
once again, we're waiting for Tanaath to come back on, but talk about a conspiracy thing. I'm sorry. That's a little strange that both times Tanaath was trying to help us into how to be better and to get our message across and stuff. Almost the exact same place that we lost her the first time. We just lost her the second time, and that's just too coincidental for me.
That caller, their Voice and Corey Taylor, I asked if they wanted to speak to you, and they said no. But the gentleman sounded a little scared, and I said, "Are you sure you're okay?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Would you like to speak to Corey?" And he said, "No." And I said, "I just wanted to make sure I had the right frequency in the radio station." And he's there, so he's listening.
Okay.
So just wanted to let you know that.
Anybody, you know what? And you know what's really odd too? I mean, this is very strange. I keep on seeing these people are writing posts
and then they delete it.
And then
not they delete it, but
the posts are gone. Like it says under my notifications here that Mertz Gabor is put a posted on Corey Taylor Talks timeline. There is no post on Corey Taylor Talks timeline. Jamie's post on Corey Taylor Talks timeline is gone. This is just very strange.
So maybe you guys can go on Ustream and directly type a question, because we have a couple viewers on right now, and you guys can type in questions right now if you're having problems with it. The username is Corey Taylor Talks, so all you have to do is type in Corey Taylor Talks, and hopefully we could get your guys' questions, because I think, honestly, that's what's going on.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Get a hold of anyone.
So we're waiting for
somebody's trying to block something out there in the gigantic worldwide. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Weiss?
Absolutely. I mean, there's not even a doubt in my mind. This is
absolutely.
This is
even,
too weird.
Honestly, when we were promoting the Facebook post about Tanaath, it wouldn't let us promote it, which was weird enough. But then I tried to post something on Twitter about it, and it said you are not cleared to post anything for another hour. And it was like,
Yeah.
I never even heard of that
Never.
before.
I mean, how many?
I haven't
you're-
posted anything in like 2 weeks. And then
You're
it's
a
like,
young
not clear to
adult
post
and a
anything.
teenager, and I had teenagers just as the Twitter thing started to go. And I mean, you all can't keep your hands. I mean, you
Exactly.
can tweet, or it's tweet, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's tweet,
It's
all right?
tweet, yeah.
You can tweet, and I mean, until you just burned a keypad up, can't
Yeah,
you? Okay.
exactly. And I even haven't posted in like a couple weeks, and it said you're not cleared to post.
Yeah,
so
just
it's
really
very,
strange stuff.
Very weird.
So to all Tanaath's listeners, once again, we're waiting for her to call back.
We're sorry about this, and I'm sure people are sending questions and stuff, but unfortunately we cannot read them because it just keeps disappearing. So,
Okay.
we have it?
Yeah, Tanaath.
All right, Tanaath.
Sorry about that.
This is it's. We were just talking about it. I don't know if you're actually listening to the show as well, but every single time you say that same sentence, it kicked off. That's the second time now it has kicked you off. And people are posting. They're sending posts, and it's saying a Mertz Gabor posted on Corey Taylor Talks timeline, and we're trying to
And we
look for
can't find
the
any
posts.
posts.
Are
I'm
not
getting
there.
tons of posts and notifications,
Yeah.
and then you can't
The
find
posts
the
are
posts.
gone, like they're not there. It's just very, very strange stuff is going on.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll make a post on my blog, I think, about the concept I was discussing,
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
because it seems it's somewhat verboten right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
That is, forbidden.
Very
Yeah.
weird
Yeah,
stuff.
I have no idea. Well, actually, I have a good idea why it might be a forbidden topic. But in the efforts of having a show, maybe we should move on
Yeah.
to the next question.
I'm just devastated. I'm like, these poor people are sending in all these
Did you
posts.
I just actually got to read a
Oh, okay.
notification. But it's not a very good one.
Let me see.
Uh,
on.
I don't know what to say about this. Hold on one second. Weird stuff is happening right
Okay,
now.
I don't know if you there's a post that just came over, and would you like me to read
It looks
it?
like a very negative
It looks like a
post,
negative
though.
post. Would you like to? Because it doesn't make sense to me, but I'm sure it would to you. Would you like me to read it to you, Tanaath, or would you prefer not?
Sure.
Okay.
You go ahead.
To the cable parasites, you will all burn to ash. Nothing you can stop the coming change to this planet. Your control of this planet has ended. You are dust struggling against cosmic chains. Yashur Yaish Duzzle. Does that?
Okay, I don't think that was directed at me. I'm pretty sure that's directed at our little fan club who's been disconnecting us.
Oh.
And in a way, it is something. It's like crabs trying to erect walls against the incoming tide.
Interesting.
It's going to fail eventually, but in the meantime, it's very annoying.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. I mean, I just feel so bad. But yeah, because there's lots of posts being
Yes,
posted, and
Only some of
interesting.
them are appearing.
Only some of them are appearing. Very strange.
But there's a lot more than we get. So, guys, maybe on Ustream, maybe you guys can type in questions. I don't know if you are typing in questions, I can't read them. So,
If you are listening on Ustream, go on Ustream to Corey Taylor Talks.
and guys, please try to
Corey.
type in something so we know you're there, and
Yeah.
hopefully we know you're talking about something. So, please,
Yeah,
I know you guys are listening.
unfortunately, various forms of technological interference is very common when doing these shows.
Wow, it's unbelievable to
Because that's
me.
the thing they can control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so let's get back to you tonight.
Yes.
So, what kind of stuff for your listeners out there and your followers? Is there any new exciting stuff that you do want to share with them that while we have them on the air listening across the world and stuff that you would like to say?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really a news source because, it's kind of like asking the military any new and
I
exciting
see.
things going on.
I see.
You're going to get very general answers because if we talk about the stuff that's actually going on, we can compromise it.
I see. I understand. I understand.
But, things do continue. There's complexity at all stages. Down here, one thing I really want to discourage people from doing is don't think about the people in other dimensions and off planet as being perfect or even better than you. Because in a lot of ways, they're not. They make mistakes. They're struggling. They don't know everything. Sometimes situations change from one moment to the next. Sometimes we find out somebody that we thought was a friend is actually not. They make the same mistakes that people down on the planet do.
Right.
So don't lionize them and don't put a race whistle above you. They don't deserve that, and you don't need to be given your power to the notion of somebody else being better than you. Not down here, not up there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, like, now, tell me this, like, where is the planet you're from, like, is it in a different galaxy, or is it just a different dimension, or is it actually like a planet that we look at in the sky, or is it something that's in another dimension that we can't even see or comprehend?
Well, the planet that I'm personally from is long, long gone.
Oh.
It was destroyed many billion years ago.
Wow.
But currently the Silver Legion does have a planet that we were gifted by the Galactic Federation of Planets in the Tau Ceti A system. I think it's the A. It might be the C system. And we call that Harmony. And it's recently terraformed, and it's a blur of fifth and sixth dimension.
Wow.
And it's mostly desert and tropical, and mostly islands and ocean as well.
Interesting.
So it's we use it as mostly as a vacation resort.
How cool.
And no, I haven't personally visited, not as a conscious human being, although one day I look forward to doing so.
Interesting. So now, how many times you said you're reincarnate? How many times do you know of, or do you guess? I guess that you have been back, reincarnated. Like, is there any kind of number that you even came close to, or
on this planet? I have distinct memories about 6 or 7 lives.
Amazing.
Wow.
There may be more than that, but those are the ones that I remember distinctly.
Wow.
Outside of that, I have distinct memories of about 7 or 8 other existences, and blurry memories of having been around for a very long time.
Interesting. What would you say one of your earliest memories are? Like, like from on Earth, like where we could relate to, like let's say, I was maybe a knight at King Arthur's Round Table or something. Is there anything like you can kind of like, a pioneer? I mean, anything like that we could, kind of relate to
at the time when the Romans were encountering the Celts. I was part of the Druidic tradition.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I was a man in that life.
Interesting.
And I was an elder in my community. And there was some contention between myself and my son, because as a measure of good faith, I sent my son to the Roman lands to be sort of ambassador, and where he was treated much as a second-class citizen.
Wow.
And he was very mad at me for what he saw as selling him to the Romans in return for the safety of our community. So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
no life is without its drama.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any children here on Earth? Like, do you have any children that,
No, though both of my siblings are expecting their first.
Oh, wow.
How neat.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Please forgive my ignorance, because like I said, we just recently kind of really, found out about you, and we've been trying to find out everything we can.
Yeah.
But like, so are they human, or are they, because they're descendants of you, are they also?
These are physical flesh and blood, human siblings that I'm talking about. I do have children from previous lives and from, I guess you can say my non-physical existence.
Interesting.
You live as long as I have, you're going to accumulate some kids.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. That's really cool. And do you miss? Is it lonely, like knowing that you've? I know it sounds silly. But okay, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Twilight, and this is going to be a silly comparison, but in the movie Twilight, the guy's a vampire, so he's been around forever, and he kind of gets sad sometimes. He's like,
the people he knew.
Yeah, the people he knew are all gone, and that type of thing, and he's like,
and
I'm always going to be, whatever, 17 type of thing, and my human friends are going to grow old, and they're going to type of thing. But do humans also get reincarnated? Do you know, or do you believe?
Oh yes. Everybody gets reincarnated.
Interesting.
Unless you specifically choose not to for some reason, you're going to go through it. Most people on this planet have been around a couple times. It's very few that you meet somebody who's actually a new soul.
Interesting.
And I love my human family, and I love this planet. I think I don't get so much, the immortal sadness, because you meet. Even if you die, and even if your friends die out there, you meet them again. They come around again. You remember each other. There was something put into place on this planet so people wouldn't remember.
Gotcha.
And that's why reincarnation is such a weird concept down here. It's because we don't have those memories that we should have and that everybody else has normally.
Right.
But no, my biggest loneliness is not being able to see or touch the people I work with on a daily basis.
Interesting.
And not knowing when I'll be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
So will there come a time when, you actually will go back to your planet, or you'll all go back to your planet? Like, will there be a time when you can meet up?
Well, it depends on what happens. I mean, once I die here, my contract is basically up. Now, whether that's old age or whatever,
right.
Sooner or later, I will be going back to being my full self again.
Interesting.
But if things happen the way that we believe they will happen, and the way that it's been, that a lot of people have been hoping that it will happen, and that's the way in which predicted it will happen, there might not need that step of getting old and dying. I may be able to do it without death. And if that's the case, it would also be because everybody else would be doing it without death.
Interesting.
That's this transition that we're talking about.
Wow.
That's very cool.
It is very cool. I find you
some of you who've been feeling like you got off on the wrong planet, maybe you did.
I think I'm on the wrong planet sometimes. Now, I see also that you do not believe in God. Like is that because you're just believe? Like,
I don't believe in, let's say, the terrestrial concept of an overlord deity.
Gotcha.
I do believe in a creator. However, my concept of the creator is source. Source is not partial to any particular being or culture or planet. Source creates everything.
Interesting.
But leaves what happens from there up to creation and free will. So source does not issue edicts or tenets or orders or expect to be obeyed or worshipped.
Right.
My belief is that anything that is demanding that or saying that it's coming with a divine mandate or saying that it's here under the authority of a god is not coming under the authority of source. And most of the gods who are trying to dictate and demand and decree and mandate are not nice gods.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Yeah, I personally am not into religion. I just I find it's all man-made. It's all for their benefit. It's just like you say, the same thing with the government. They make the rules to fit them, and it's all run by the big wigs, and we're just little pawns in their game of chess. That's how I kind of look at it. But we have only about a minute left. We would like to say, first of all, we cannot thank you enough for literally coming on Corey's show. She just has been so excited.
I really have, and I've been telling everyone about this, and I'm so happy that I finally got to talk to you.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me here. Corey, you're very brave to take on. It took a lot of guts for me to do this at my age, just to be a guest. To take on a regular show, that's immense. You're doing an excellent job.
Well, we would be honored if you would be a guest again, and we love to keep in touch with you because we really we appreciate everything, and we think you're an amazing person, and we are honored to know to have you on our show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanaath. I really, really appreciate it. So, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll be having you on our show again. And to all my audience, thank you so much for listening. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you will achieve. Thank you, and God bless.